Good morning, students. In previous lectures, we have started with the string operations. In this lecture, we are going to move forward along with by exploring several other functions provided by .NET C Sharp for us. Okay. Before we going to next particular string function, let us observe the previous one, what we have did. Okay. So first we have gone through string definition. Then string variable, the first two we are going to use most probably in both the cases, it is valid. String constructor, then first function compare to for comparing the length. The next function concatenation for joining two strings. Then third function contains to find out the letter or word within the string. Next function copy, okay, copying value of one string and putting that value into another string. Next ends with to check whether whatever we want to find in the string, whether that particular word or character present at the end of the string. Equals for exact comparison, checking equality uppercase, lowercase, and exact value of the string instead of length. Length is for comparison. So equals, check exact string. Now, from today, we'll start learning the next function called as index of. The name itself indicates that the function will find out the index number of the letter we have asked to it. So index is going to be the number. So obviously return type of this function will be a number. So it is used to get index of the specified character present in the string. So we can identify which particular character at which place. It returns the index as an integer value. What you all have to remember here, it is a collection. String is a collection. So collection always indexed. So index starts with 0. So that you have to remember here. So let us again go through the code block. We have a string s1 equals to hello C sharp. Okay. And we are getting one variable index to assign the value of index number of the string that or the letter we want to find out. So we have written index equal to, in yellow font, you can see that index equal to s1 dot index of. So we are seeking index of letter H. In index of, we have taken the letter, okay, as a parameter. What is that? Capital H. And we are ready to find out s1 dot index of H. So we are asking what is the index of H in s1 string. And then as the function will itself check out the number of that particular index number of that particular letter in the string, console.writeLine will just print it. So let us find out the index of H before we proceed further towards the output. So in string H1, the H is the first letter or character. So it becomes a 0th position because the indexing starts from 0 in any collection. So H stands for 0th position. Okay. So index of H supposed to be 0. Okay. The next line, again, we are going to talk about index of E. Again, we are asking S1 string में E का index क्या है? So, let us again go to string S1. H का index 0 है. E का index 1 है. Because it is at second place and index start with 0. So console.WriteLine supposed to put here, print here 1 for us as an index number of second this one. Then again, the same example we are carrying forward, s dot index of c. Now here you need to be careful while we are going to calculate the index number of c. We are not calculating, we are just reading that one. So h is our 0th position, e is first, l is second. Okay, this l is third, o ka index is 4 and c ka index is 5. No, actually the space in between hello and C sharp is also counted as one index or one space. So here HELLO, this is going to be O ka index 4, space ka index 5. Okay, let us see the output. You will find out index of C. Let us say, okay, first index of H is 0, index of E is 1, index of C is 6. Okay, again I am repeating why it is 6, because the space is also between the string, space is also counted as single character or single letter because it is a placeholder. Okay, again I am just calculating this H0 E1 L2 second L 3 O4 space blank space is 5 and C becomes 6th index position. Okay, the next function is insert. You should know by the name, insert gives us a facility to put a separate string into another string. So that means we must have existing string. हमारे पास एक existing string होगा, उसमें हम नया string enter करेंगे या नया character enter करेंगे या नया letter उसमें insert करेंगे. But question आता है कि कहाँ पे enter करेंगे. Okay, we have to tell the compiler or program where to input that letter or word that we want to insert. So that's why insert functions takes two parameters. First one is integer and second one is string. So first letter tells you from where to insert the string. कौन से index position से string insert करना है और कौन सा string insert करना है, क्या insert करना है. It is used to return a new string in which specified string is inserted at a specified index position. It will be more clear, having more clarity when we will look at the example. So we are again keeping our string simple, hello C sharp. Okay, string s2, we are assigning that value. Okay, s1 dot insert. So just look at the right side of the equation of particular line. s1 dot insert 5. Okay, so 5 is the index position on which we have to start to insert the next character or symbol. So in double quote, we are asking here to insert dash. Okay, so again I am reading in simple programming language. S1 dot insert, that means we want to insert something into S1 on the fifth index position, and what we supposed to insert? Dash. So before going for output, we want to print output, we can also clarify here itself. So H index position is 0, E index position is 1, L index position is 2. Okay, second L position is 3, O position is 4. Okay, so fifth index position is space, empty space. So in that empty space, what will be inserted? Dash. Okay, as we have asked. So S1 dot insert fifth index position पे dash insert करना है. So when we are going to see the output, we will check that. Again, we have taken another variable to hold the value of new string inserted. S1 dot insert 2 comma E. S1 dot insert 2 comma E. That means we want to insert E in the S1 on second index position. So what is our second index position? H is 0, E is 1, L is 2. Okay, so 2 का position पे हम insert कर रहे हैं. Okay, so console.WriteLine S3 will insert E before L. So one thing you have to remember here, we are inserting something means we are adding something, we are not removing something. So that means existing string में जो भी वैल्यू है वो एज इट इज रहेगा, प्लस आप लोग जो इंसर्ट कर रहे हो फंक्शन का यूज करके, वो चीज उस पर्टिकुलर पोजीशन पे ऐड होगा, कुछ भी रिमूव नहीं हो रहा है. लेट अस चेक द आउटपुट. यू कैन सी दैट हेलो एंड फिफ्थ पोजीशन पे आया है डैश, फिर उसके बाद में स्पेस आया है. ओके क्यों आया है? बिकॉज ऑलरेडी वहां पे स्पेस है और इंसर्ट फंक्शन कुछ रिमूव नहीं करता है, वो एज इट इज रखता है. लेकिन उसने क्या किया, फिफ्थ पोजीशन पे डैश पुट किया और आगे का स्पेस सी शार्प एज इट इज रखा. सिमिलरली यू कैन फाइंड इंसर्ट 2e का आउटपुट. ओके यहाँ पे LLO था पहले जो सेकंड पोजीशन से स्टार्ट हो रहा है, वो एज इट इज है, बट ई के बाद में और एक ई यहाँ पे इंसर्ट हुआ है सेकंड पोजीशन पे. So insert just inserts the letter or character in given string. It doesn't remove anything. बाकी का string वो एक एक थोड़ा बढ़ जाएगा, जितना आप insert करोगे उतना वो आगे बढ़ते रहेगा, but बाकी का position, बाकी character का position same रहेगा. The next function is very much simple. We can check whether our given string is null है or empty. So whether if it is null, the function will also return true. It is obviously going to be Boolean type of function. और empty भी रहेगा तो function will return true. It is used to indicate that specified string is null or an empty string. It returns the Boolean value either true or false. So here, check hello C sharp string S1. It is not empty. It is not null. So it will give you false because it is checking for emptiness. But empty है क्या नहीं, तो it will give you false. And S2, it is already empty, so it will give you true. So how to access that function? Just check, because it is returns Boolean value. Okay, so we are just writing string dot is null or empty S1. Here two things I want you to remember, that these are the combination of 4 words: is, null or empty. As per the naming convention, every word ka first letter will be capital. So string dot is null or empty S1. So S1 is not empty, so it will give you false. String is null or empty S2. So S2 is empty, so it will give you true. We are just printing in next 2 lines. You can find out first statement false because it is not empty. Okay, and second is empty, so it is true. Next function, split. The C# split method is used to split a string into substring. So that means a single string का multiple string you can do it. Obviously एक से ज्यादा रहेंगे तो हम लोग multiple कहते हैं. On the basis of character in the array, how many number of things. So it returns an string array. Why string array? Because when the string will split, it will become a multiple string. एक string के आप जितनी भी division करोगे तो multiple string होगा. That's why it returns the string array, and that string array we can iterate or we can display. So स्प्लिट में भी आप लोगों को बताना पड़ेगा कि कहां से स्प्लिट करना है. ओके, सो फॉर एग्जांपल वी हैव रिटन हियर स्ट्रिंग S1. ओके, एंड वी हैव रिटन हेलो C sharp. सो यू कैन सी देयर हेलो वर्ड लिखा है, देन एक सिंगल स्पेस है, देन C लिखा है, देन एक सिंगल स्पेस है, फिर शार्प लिखा है. नाउ वी आर असाइनिंग S1 डॉट स्प्लिट इनटू स्ट्रिंग एरे S2, बट स्प्लिट में हमने पूछा है कि कहां से स्प्लिट करना है और हमने एम्प्टी स्पेस दिया. सो दैट मीन्स वी आर इंस्ट्रक्टिंग द कंपाइलर टू स्प्लिट द गिवन S1 स्ट्रिंग जहां जहां पे स्पेस होगा वहां पे. सो स्प्लिट में मैंने सिंगल स्पेस दिया, तो कितने लेटर्स बनने चाहिए, कितने वर्ड्स बनने चाहिए? हेलो के बाद स्पेस आया तो स्प्लिट हो जाएगा, फिर बचा हुआ ये वर्ड सी के बाद वापस से स्पेस आया तो ये भी और एक बन जाएगा. सो इसका स्प्लिटिंग कितने में होगा? 3 डिफरेंट वर्ड्स में. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? S1 डॉट स्प्लिट, एम्प्टी स्पेस जहां जहां पे होगा वहां पे आपका कंप्लीट स्ट्रिंग स्प्लिट होगा. सो we are going to see the construct for each in next lecture also, when we are going to see the looping statement. But as we are using here S2 and we have used split function, I am just showing you the .NET C# provides you a construct for looping which is very good for working on string called as for each. You might be aware of that. So using for each, you have to just create your own variable string s3 because we want to print it. And there is one keyword you have to use in, and we have to provide the value, which value you want to iterate. So s2 will be your array of string, which is going to be iterated in this keyword, and the iterated value will be stored in string s3, that is a local variable for each loop. So whenever we are writing console.writeLine s3, so as per this loop iterates, okay, first it will split that first space, empty space. So in first write line s3 will print hello, then loop will again going back, then it will also print C, then again empty space mila, so again it will split and then it will print C sharp. The for each loop continues till the end of string. So you need not to inform the string ki kahan pe rukna hai, wo automatically at the end of string ruk jayega. So that is what the beauty of for each loop. So we will have the value hello, then next line, because we are writing right line, C and sharp. So it is a powerful function. Okay, but you have to inform ki from which particular place or character we have to split the string. Okay, if you have given E, so what will happen? Only the HE will be there and other string will be there, because E एक ही बार आता है तो एक ही बार split होगा. Okay, so this is how the split function works. Now already as we have seen the function ends with in previous lecture. So obviously ends with है तो उसका opposite एक function भी आपको दिया starts with. So we can also find out the string whether it is started with particular words or letters or not. This method is used to check whether the beginning of this string instance matches the specified string. It returns the Boolean value if it is matches, obviously, otherwise false. So let us say we are having hello C sharp naam ka ek string. Okay, then we are just checking whether this S1 string start with H. Okay, H se start ho raha hai, H se, yes, but it is a capital H. It is not a small case H. So first function will give us a false. Then second, S1 dot starts with H, and here we are asking for this capital H, so it's supposed to give us true. Okay, first function will return false because capital H and small case H are treated differently, as .NET is case sensitive. Okay, and in second we are getting our H as a true. How to write the function? Please observe that one. S1 dot starts with, similarly S1 dot ends with, we can ask. Replace. So sometimes students get confused into functions. Already I had told you. One was in last lecture we have explained compare and equal. These are the function. Compare, just compare the length and sequence. Okay, and the equal function checks the exact equality of string. In that way, students sometimes also got confused in two functions called as replace and insert. Okay, so in insert what happens? Whatever words you want to provide in the string, that will be placed in the string, inserted in the string, nothing will be removed. But replace means removing particular word, and in the place of exact place of that particular word or character, you can add something. So you are going to not going to add extra thing, but you are going to remove one thing, and in that thing, in place of that thing, you are going to add something else. So as you can see that you need to give a string to replace letter or character, and string to replace with किस string के साथ replace करना है. So it is used to return a new string in which all occurrences of specified string in current instance are replaced with another specified string. So in our example, our string is hello F sharp. Okay, hello space F sharp, string S1. And string S2, we are asking S1 dot replace F with C, two parameters. So what will happen? If we are going to print first S1, what's supposed to happen? F supposed to be replaced with C. And again, if you are writing S2, okay, sorry. When we are writing S1, it will be printing hello F sharp because the replace wala value we have assigned to S2, not S1. So S1 dot replace F to C, and then we are printing S2. It will going to give you hello C sharp. Okay. In next line, we have written S1 dot replace hello, okay, by hi. So in S1, hello will be removed, and in place of hello, hi will be there. This is our output. First line S1, as it is we are printing hello F sharp. Second, we have just S2 में what we have done, only F को C से replace किया, so hello C sharp will be there. And in third S3, what we have did, okay, we have replaced hello with hi, so hello will be removed and hi will be there. These are the most simple functions, to upper and to lower. So if you want to convert the string into uppercase or lowercase, because you want to give freedom to user, let whatever things he want to write, whether it is he is using lowercase, uppercase, and then later on you can use this function and you can convert it into capital and small case. So this is our example here, hello C sharp. First in S2 we are doing S1 to lower, so पूरा lower case में S2 में store हुआ, S2 print किया, and then S3 में to upper. So output first will be all small case, and output S3 will be all capitals. Okay. Trim. This is the function. You know that within the string, inside the string, if there is a space, that space has a indexing number. But before the string and at the end of string, if there is a space, that will be not considered. Okay. So sometimes by mistake, if there is a space appears, then we can remove that space using trim function. So what trim function does? स्ट्रिंग के पहले वाला अगर एम्प्टी स्पेस है तो उसको रिमूव करता है, स्ट्रिंग के बाद में जब अगर एम्प्टी स्पेस है तो उसको रिमूव करता है, स्ट्रिंग के बीच में नहीं. ओके, सो व्हाट इज स्ट्रिंग का बीच में? व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से हियर, फर्स्ट लेटर ऑफ स्ट्रिंग स्टार्ट होता है एंड देन लास्ट लेटर ऑफ स्ट्रिंग एंड होता है. इनके बीच में विद इन दैट इफ देयर इज अ स्पेस, दैट विल बी नॉट टच्ड, दैट विल बी नॉट ट्रिम्ड. बट whenever string start before that and whenever string ends with some particular letter, after that whatever empty spaces will be there, that will be removed. So it is used to remove all the leading and trailing void spaces character from the current string object. So let us find out that our string is S1. Okay, you can see that in two double quotes before hello or H there is a space, multiple spaces, and after the hash symbol as a part of string there are also spaces. So we are just writing here variable S2 and S1 dot trim, and when we will print now after trimming the S1 into S2, okay, we will get hello C sharp. ट्रेलिंग उसके पहले वाला स्पेसेस हटाया गया और हैश की के बाद का स्पेसेस हटाया गया. Then there is again one useful function called as substring. Substring is used to extract the string from the existing string. That means we are having a string और उसमें से हमको कुछ लेटर, कुछ वर्ड एक्सट्रैक्ट करना है और उसको किसी और वेरिएबल में यूज करना है. लेट अस से अगर आपने लिखा है write your full name. Sometimes in application programming we will ask a user in registration form write your full name, but you want only his first name in some message, hello, this one. You are not supposed to write full name. You want to give his your blessing greeting with the first name only. So what you have to do, a full name is a string. उसमें क्या रहेगा? फर्स्ट नेम रहेगा, मिडिल नेम रहेगा, सर नेम रहेगा, तीनों एक साथ रहेंगे. बट यू वांट ओनली first name. So you can extract the substring of first name because you know that names is also separated with space, empty space. So we can extract the first name only if it is started with the first place or second place, that you know because that is your programming. So we can do that. So what substring function does? It asks for index position कि कहाँ से हमको string को extract या second string हमको extract करना है. So that is the index position. Okay, we'll see that by programming. So substring is used to retrieve substring from the instance, obviously string instance. The substring start at specified character position and continues to the end of string. So जहां से आपको रीड करना है वहां से आप लोगों को वो स्टार्ट करना पड़ेगा. Okay, whatever example I am going to give you, first name ka, so I will just change it little bit. If the surname is at the last, you can easily extract the surname using substring function. Let us see that particular function in program. We are having string hello C sharp, and then s1 dot substring 5. Okay, s1 dot substring 5. So now let us check the string hello C sharp, and it is asking to extract the string from fifth index position. So as the previous example, we have seen that the O is having index number 4. The empty space is having index number 5. So now the substring function will start reading from after 5. So it will reading from C sharp till the end. So C sharp will be extracted because it is from started from after fifth position, and that will be assigned to variable S2. Again, I am repeating S1 dot substring 5. 5 means from fifth index position it will start reading. The empty space is at fifth position. So after that C sharp will be extracted and will be assigned to variable S2. So when we will print S2, we will get only C sharp because we are just extracting the substring from after fifth position. Okay. Now next line S3 we are trying to do substring S1 dot substring second position से start करो and up to 6. So that means substring function can take single parameter, and the second form of substring function is with two parameters. So what this two parameter will do? One will tell the compiler from which particular index position or after which particular index position substring has to be start extracted and up to which position till 6. The 6th is going to be ending extract number. This single parameter function will automatically read at till the end, but this new function with the second parameter, this is overloading function substring 2 comma 6, that means two integer variable first to start to extract from where and up to where. So let us calculate this one in the string. So our E is at first position, but L is at second position. So after that, your string will be extracted till the C because C stands for on sixth position. As in our previous example, we have seen that. Let us check the output. As we earlier calculated, in first single parameter substring, it will start from C to sharp, and in second substring, it will start from LLO to C. Because we are given the substring का limit कि 2 से शुरू करो और 6 पे एंड करो, उतना ही स्ट्रिंग एक्सट्रैक्ट होकर S3 को असाइन हुआ है. नाउ अनदर फंक्शन रिमूव बाय नेम इंडिकेट्स which particular index position पे we are wanting the remove the string. It is used for removing all the characters from specified position of string. If the length is not specified, then it will remove all the characters after specified position. So it will work similarly like previous function. Okay. But it will remove. Okay. So S1 is equal to hello C sharp. We are writing S1 dot remove. What we want to remove? Fifth position page. That means this space supposed to be removed. And after that, 3 position. Remember, after that 3 position. The first parameter is telling from where to start removing, and the second parameter is telling you till when, till 3 letters, 3 characters it will remove. So C will be removed, okay, then space will be removed. But this is the fifth position. Fifth position itself was empty space. So empty space will be removed first, C will be removed second, and C ka baad mein there is again the space, so that space will be removed. Okay, so that's how it will start with empty space plus C plus empty space. So that becomes fifth position, say three next letters. So it will write when we are going to print this S2 after assigning this value, it will give us hello sharp. So C का पहले का स्पेस C और ये मिलाकर तीन स्पेसेस यहाँ पे रिमूव हुए. Along with that, if we are writing S3 is equal to S1 dot remove 2, तो सेकेंड पोजीशन से जितने भी आगे का वर्ड्स है वो सब रिमूव होगा. You understand? It will just print a HE. You can find out the output. Hello C sharp. Why this word is combined? Because यहाँ का empty space भी हमने रिमूव किया, C भी रिमूव किया है और आगे का C भी रिमूव किया. So that's will it becomes a single word without space. एंड यहाँ से हमने सेकंड पोजीशन के आगे का सब रिमूव किया है तो ओनली एच इज रिमेन. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द स्ट्रिंग फॉर द डे. सो टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न few of the function of math class, then later on date and time span as the time permits to us. So these are also referred as advanced math because few of the functions are built in that are easily available in other programming languages also, but .NET provides wide variety or range of math function. We will start with simple one and then we will go with advanced. Almost all programming languages set up keywords for general math operations such as rounding, trigonometry, getting sine, cos values. The .NET provides centralized maths class. So .NET has one of the class in base class library called as math class, and that class gives us many built-in functions. So we have to just provide the value. The math class ka function will calculate the math operation for us. The system.math class offers many constant fields and static methods that you can use to do trigonometry, logarithm, then mathematical calculations. So what is important here to remember? These are constant fields and properties and static methods. So you need not to create object of that class. You can directly write math, M capital M-A-T-H dot name of function. So static method can be directly accessed by name of class. For example, POW, that means power of. This method of the system.math class can be used to raise the number to the power of x. Double answer, this is just example. If you're writing answer equal to math.log. So math.log method will math.e, you are going to an exponential e ka value, you know that 1.434 and to the base 10. So it will automatically calculate the log math e to the base 10. Okay, the simple function math.sqrt, s is capital, this is short form of square root. So it will calculate square root for you. Math.round, so obviously it is going to be rounded up to two numbers. Okay, rounding of 42.889 and you are told the function to rounding it up to two decimal places. So 9 will okay, so it will be 8 9. Answer math.abs. So IBS is absolute value, so it will give you 10.0. Because why 10.0 is there? Because our answer is in the form of double. Do you got that one? Okay, because it is a built-in function and that calculates the value in the double format. Answer. Next is math.log. So log 24.212 ka log, it will be calculated. Answer will be something else. So here we have to just apply the function and provide the value. You will get the answer. Math.py, you know that 3.14. There are so many other math static functions and members available such as sine, cos, a sine, a tan, ceiling, exponential, sine. So these functions are not exactly useful now, so we are skipping that. Okay, I will post the list of math function with the example in your Google Classroom. Okay, these are the functions. The next part is date and time. Sorry, date time class, and the next class is called as time span. So date time and time span data types, these are also obviously the value data types provided by .NET, and they are also providing you built-in methods and properties. This class member allow us to perform three useful tasks. First, okay, thoda red color ज़्यादा हो गया, but just try to cope up with because the font is bigger. extract a part of date and time. For example, we can just the year. There is a in the date, a month, and you want to extract the year only. So you can extract year. If you want to extract month, if you want to extract date, that is also possible. Or also you can convert a time span into specific representatives such as total number of days, total number of minutes. So time span gives you something little bit. So both are helpful. We can easily perform date calculation. So if you want to find out कि कितना साल हुआ, कितना years हुआ, date of birth, current age of user, okay, when is his birthday, how many days are remaining, these all calculations dynamically you can perform with this using both classes, date, time and time span. So they are also supporting plus and minus arithmetical operation and automatically does the date subtraction, date adding. The third useful task, they can also be used to determine the current date and time and other information such as the day of week, whether the date occurs in leap year and how the year will be calculated. So time span, the proper constructor of time span takes multiple parameters. The first one is integer that represent the days. Next is integer again that represent the hours of the day. Next is integer in minutes. Next is integer in seconds. And next is integer that will represent the millisecond of time span. So obviously, where days, number of days, hours, number of hours, minutes, number of minutes, and second, number of second, milliseconds. So next part, public date time will give you a constructor which accepts the year, okay, which is the year 1 through 9,999. Then month, obviously, it will go through 1 to 12. The day, it will go to number of days in month. So this is a dynamic function because sometimes the month or days of month will be 30, sometimes 31, and sometimes 28. Okay. Next, hours will be 0 to 23 because we are having 24 hours ka watch. Next, minute will be again 0 to 59. The next second of 0 to 59. Okay. I'm going to previous slide. So here you remember here. So you can see that time span deals with only time, but the date time will also deals with days, year and time also. But till the seconds, time span has added function. You can also count the millisecond. Let us check one program. So how to write that one? So we have to invoke the class date time. उसका एक ऑब्जेक्ट हमने बनाया today, that is our user defined. You can write any xyz equal to date time dot now. Okay. So now today is going to have a value date time now. Now means current value. Okay. But the today ka data type is date time. So it is not printable. So next we have created time span ka object, time span duration. Here we are creating an object with new. So date time ke liye why we are not using new? Because all the functions and properties in date time class are static. So need not to invoke with new keyword. But in time span class, there are some functions that are static and few of them are not. So we have to invoke with new keyword. So we have created an object time span duration, that is our user defined name, and we are initiating it with new time span 2, 0, 0, 0 as per the parameters provided. So now what we have did in third line, date time answer, this is our just a variable. We have done today. So today is already that. What is that today? Current time, date and time now का today में value आया. Okay, date time answer today dot add duration. So what we did first, we have calculated the current date time. In that, in third line, we are adding duration that we have calculated in second line. Okay, and now we want to print the answer. As you know that the date time is a separate data type, okay, and time span is a separate data type, but they are easily convertible or assigned to each other. That's why we can add today dot add duration as a time span ka object we can add in today dot add method. And this today is a date time function ka method. Add method is of that one. Now is a property. So whenever we're writing console.writeLine, we have to instruct the compiler because this is not a string. So we want to convert it in a string in specific format. So in .NET, there are some specific string literals in curly bracket you can write. Okay, or there is another option. You can convert this particular answer into string. Okay, and then you can print, or you can have this option that is present in front of you. Remember, because it is in the format of date time, it is an object directly we cannot print on screen, so we can use this particular syntax, or we can convert answer into string and then we can print. So when we are going to print the answer, you will be having output like something Saturday something, and this is in front of your screen. This is done, this PPT is made previously, so it is not having current output. Okay, so we are writing console.writeLine answer. So next example, date time, we have created the object dt and we have assigned the value date time now with the property. Dot now is a property, it is not a function. When it is going to be a function, agar bracket rehta to function, so that means bracket is nahi, so it is a static member property. So now will be assigned to dt. In second line we are writing dt, obviously in some specific format. These are the date time format given in .NET for printing in appropriate manner. Okay, so you need not to remember here, just try to understand these are the format for printing, or otherwise we have to convert it into string. You should know both. In second line, we are printing the same thing with different format. What is that? This is the YYY format. Second one is MMM format. Okay. The next one is DDDD format. Okay. So we are doing the same thing, and let us check the output, what it does. Console.writeLine HHH format. You should know what small case h does, what capital H does. We will go through output. You can find it in output. The next is console.writeLine 0, m space mm. Okay, then again second parameter is dt. In third, FFF and dt without any zeros. Next is small case ff. Okay, and next is s and small case s. Okay, so let us again is tt. Okay, it is used for AM or PM. So the Y will tell you in the year format, M will tell in month format, D for day format, then our H is there, MM will represent minutes, F will represent without zero. अगर zero value रहेगा तो वो trim रहेगा. FF small case F will for second fraction, so it will give you fractions of seconds also. Only S if you are writing, that will give you seconds only, and if you are using T, that will give you time in AM and PM. So this is the syntax that we are going to observe. Okay, so let us check the output. Okay, date time now on that day जो भी था तो उसने आप लोगों ने लिखा है YYY, so it will give you in that type because number of times you have written. So Y, that is year 20. Okay, YY, so again it is 20 because single Y is also 20 and double Y is also 20. Triple Y is going to give 2020 and 4Y is again going to give 2020. Because you should remember, whenever we are representing the year, it will be supported as by the last two letters or digits. Okay, when we are saying 2020, and even if you are saying 20, it is the same. So even if you're writing single Y and even if you're writing double Y, it will be considered as same. And even if you're writing 3 or even if you're writing 4, that will print 2020 only. So same will be applied for the second M. M will give you the number of months mean. Okay, then MM will give you 05 because in month there is a possibility of putting 0 because months start from 1 to 12. Okay, then if you are writing triple M, then it will give you name of month, and if you are writing 4M, it will give you again name of month. Next, go to D. So if you are writing D, it will print a date completely. If you are writing DD, again it is going to put the completely. If you are writing triple D, it will give the name of day. So in short, okay. If you are writing if you are trying 4 times D, it will give you name of complete day, Thursday. Okay. Second, in white line, remember M and MM we are writing here. If you are writing M, okay, it will give you minutes. Okay. If you are writing MM, so output is somewhat little bit different, but here it is that. Then 14 without zeros, then FFF, then PM. So this is how it is given. Now that 779 output you will be not going to see because that is going to be in seconds. Okay, but seconds is not going to be that one because date time now plus वो जितना आएगा वो कैलकुलेशन करके वहां पे आ रहा है 7948. Okay, let us go to this is just the syntax how we can print. So that is not an important. Date time operation are important for your application. So today I am stopping here and you all are welcome for your questions.